Well, I remember something about 6,000 parcels. Was that everything?
Yeah, that's every piece of parcel in the state.
And then I just want to get clarified. You talked about this going into separate funds that only goes to the streets. So the section 6, paragraph 2 of the ordinance says, it says the fee shall not be used for other governmental or proprietary purposes of the city, except to pay for an equitable share of the city's accounting, management, and other governing costs, incident to the operation of the street program. Being an accountant and knowing how to, all the many ways to allocate costs, that seems kind of open-ended to me.
Well,
How does that end up not being like part of the general fund?
The appraisal is put in there for a particular purpose, and I'll tell you what it's for. When we do our annual audit, this will have to be treated as an enterprise fund, so it will actually be accounted for differently than the rest of our, what I would call governmental proprietary funds. So I don't know what my requirements are inside the utility in terms of reporting, and so that was the language that we put in. It's the same allocation that we do with stormwater for our audit, our annual audit. And our annual audit is about 20,000.
But I put that as that, said more of what you said. It seemed kind of open-ended to me there. And then they talked, some of the people at last week's meeting, I think it seemed favorable to a 1/4% sales tax, which I guess was in addition to the community center one. Is that what you were referring to earlier?
Well, what it is that what was the discussion that we'd had is the 1/4% sales tax, we'll be able to retire it in 2011, which is about a year and a half early. And since everyone's already paying that, they thought that was sort of, no harm, no foul, vote to extend that, so we'll have it at the same rate. And it was suggested, not that evening, but later after the council meeting, that we consider doing a 1/2 cent sales tax instead of a 1/4 cent. One of the reasons why we didn't think, whole 1/2 cent out of the chute is because Kansas has already raised the sales tax a cent, and so that,
So is the 1/4 cent enough to fund the project?
No, the 1/4 cent is not enough to fund the project. What it would be, if we did the 1/4 cent, the TUF would be reduced by about a third to half, and the sales tax at a 1/4 cent would probably generate the $5 million. And if we did the whole 1/2 cent, so we could have it closer to being able to fund the 10 million, then the transportation utility fee would obviously contract quite a bit. Also, when the gateway goes up, some of the other construction things that are in process right now go up, then that's also going to reduce the amount of the utility fee because there'll be more people paying into it.
And if it went up to a 1/2%, how does that compare with Overland Park? To say Overland Park?
Let's see, I think, what is Overland Park? Well, see, like Oak Park has an extra sales tax that the rest of Overland Park doesn't have, so I'm not sure exactly what Overland Park's rate is. I'm kind of concerned about comparing us to Overland Park specifically because we're a community of 10,000 and they're a community of...
Exactly, I know they have more revenue
Yeah.
coming in, but when I go to sell my piece of property, the people aren't going to know about Overland Park emission. They're going to say, well, the taxes are emission are here, taxes on Overland Park are here. And if they see, well, you got a transportation utility fee tax, they're going to buy.
Overland Park's mill is less than ours.
Oh, I know, it's like a third of it, but still, just having to name a tax associated with our property is going to reduce the value. That's the only thing they'll have to avoid.
Okay. I don't know what do they have?
I think they're 1 in an 8.
1 in an 8.
Yes.
And I think they also have a stormwater utility fee. I think it's just lower because they have more people paying into it.
So, this driveway tax, or whatever you want to call it, is this reversible? Is that what I'm hearing you saying? It is reversible?
No, it's been authorized, but if we have the sales tax passed, we're not going to need the funds from a transportation utility fee. We could be able to use the funds from the sales tax.
So you are saying it's reversible?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Council authorized the transportation utility fee. And what we've always maintained is if the sales tax is successful and passes, we're not going to need the funds from the transportation utility fee, so it will be either put down to 0 or put down to, one of the little pie pieces that we worked on.
So we won't get rid of it completely then, is that what you're saying?
That's a possibility. But it's also a possibility if the sales tax goes up to 0.5%, the transportation utility fee could be 0.
Right. Yeah. Okay, the piece of the pie there, the purple, I can't see that far. How much?
5 million.
That was pretty close to the driveway tax, the yellow there, isn't it?
Okay, special highway, this is 5 million, this is 5 million, this is 5 million. 5 million we get from the state of Kansas for special highway. This is what we contemplated a 1/4 cent would generate. This is what we contemplated the transportation utility fee would generate. If we did a 1/2 cent sales tax, this would probably be purple, and the transportation utility fee could be 0.
Well, why would you need a 1/2 cent if a 1/4 cent is going to take care of it?
It's not. We need 15 million, that's just 5 million.
Okay, so
We always contemplated that we would do, because this is what the consensus was after we came out of our public meetings, was that we would go ahead and we'd get a sales tax authorized, put to a vote, but we needed to have community meetings because that was something that came out of those public meetings that we had this summer, and we needed.
Not very many people knew about it.
Steve, we put them in the paper, we sent newsletters, we put things on emails. We had a number of people come to our meetings. So the sales tax, and we need to have more before we're going to council's going to put a sales tax measure on the ballot.
Let me say something, Mark. We started talking about this over a year ago. When I was on the council, we started talking.
We've been talking about
And
this for a
I
long time.
suggested then, a sales tax would be a lot more fair than this utility, but, you're charging churches, you're charging Target, it could go right down the road. You do a sales tax, and it's going to charge everybody that's using our streets, because they're coming here to shop. Not only Mission residents, but Overland Park, everybody. This, you are just taxing Mission.
Well, so am I secure in saying that you're going to help us when we have our public meetings to send out a ballot on sales tax?
Well, you know what, I don't like raising any kind of tax, because I know how much money we've wasted. So, but yes, I would rather see a sales tax than this. This is very unfair to business, very unfair to limited income, people that can't afford $72. Yeah, it's terrible. Nobody would even notice another 1/4 cent sales tax. All the challenges you're going to get on lawsuits are going to be tremendous, whether you have insurance or not. It was a poor decision. I'm just wondering how we ever got here. Why, a year ago, we didn't try the sales tax. We had an election in April, we could have done it. We have an election in November. It's too late now to put on the ballot for that. I don't understand the planning. Can you enlighten me that way?
Steve, it's been a process, and we've tried not to do it fast. We've tried to do it methodically so that we could, because the faster you do something, the more compressed your time is, the fewer people are aware of it and know what's going on. And so we've tried to systematically go through the process so that people know what we're doing and have an opportunity to come in and say they don't necessarily like the direction. But like I told you, and like we discussed in our meeting, we also discussed at our public meetings, we discussed at our council meeting on the 18th, that sales tax is something that the council understands, that's what a lot of the property owners, businesses, and residents are interested in us putting out on a ballot. Our neighbors in Fairway and in Merriam have done mail-in ballots. That's something that we had discussed, but we knew that we needed to have a number of public meetings while that happened, so that everyone also was educated on that, because I've only gone through one sales tax measure in Mission, and there were a number of people that didn't like having that extra 1/4 cent sales tax, and so we needed to bring us out.
How many people don't like this? It's just a very poor plan.
Okay,
Very poor plan.
I appreciate your point of view, Steve.
City council, governing body. I hear you say a lot of city council made this decision. I think the staff and governing body, you agree. Right off a lot of this negative press with a little more thought, because we had a year to think about it, and Portland. I hope you do something about it for the good of Michigan.
I'm a resident of Mission up in Millhaven, and you know, you can say it's not a tax, it's a fee, but to me, it's just money out of my pocket, whichever way you want to call it. And this, I go with this gentleman here. I think it's a fair way to do it. I live in a house with my wife with one car. Now, if this transportation fee is to put the roads up to scratch wherever they are, surely if there's a house with 5 cars down the road, they should be getting taxed more than me, because they've got 5 cars tearing up the road. And then the way it is right now, as this gentleman says, they're coming from Wyandotte, they're coming from Roland Park, Crater Village, and they're not being assessed anything, and they're tearing up the road. So I think this fee is really set the wrong way just for the residents to pay. The residents are not the only ones that are wearing down the roads. I think a tax, if you have to have a tax, a sales tax is a fair way to go. Right? And I think you touched on it in some of the ways. I believe a few years ago, when we had this shopping centre down here, which to me has been an absolute debacle, because it's been postponed, they wanted some kind of tax relief, they wanted some other kind of tax relief, they got everything, and they have not built one damn brick down here. So they're not paying any sales tax. They can be paying their property tax, but they're not paying sales tax because it's not up and running. And what did we do here in Mission? A few years ago, you had meetings to drive out Walmart. You set up special rules that you couldn't have a big box store. Target is a big box store, and Target brings in sales money. And I think you should have allowed an American company like Walmart go in there if they want to go in there, and maybe we wouldn't have to have this tax if we were getting their sales taxes. And today, nothing's happened down there, and we've had all this other expenditure down here on roads, some of them call it improvements. To me, when you narrow down a road, you're not improving it, you're making it worse. And Johnson County was fine the way it was nice and wide. So we spent thousands, if not $1 million, making it less effective because you closed it in. And I think we've just thrown good money up their butt. And I think if this lot down here can't get up their butt and put up some building, maybe we should rescind some of these rules you put in place to keep people like Walmart out. Walmart will bring in money, and I don't see why you should differentiate between Walmart and Target, or Target, as it's a French company. So to me, you're going wrong, but you're driving business out, you're not putting it in, you're driving business away.
Well, with the gateway is a privately owned property. It's not a property that the city owns. And with the way, when the economy fell flat several years ago, their lender increased their requirements. They have to be 75% leased before they can get their construction loan to begin building. They've continued to grade. Right now they're at 66% leased. So they're moving, they're on their way. And that mall was going to close. The mall was going to be empty. And I think we're in a lot better shape as a community having a field there than we would have been having a vacant building.
Well, we don't know if you hadn't made rules to keep out a Walmart, you could have had one up and running with sales.
You know, we didn't make up rules to keep up Walmart. We did not. We didn't change our rules after we'd put them in place that Walmart requested. We didn't tell Walmart they couldn't be here. Now, I will tell you, I got a lot of emails and phone calls and outrages from a lot of our businesses on Johnson Drive, as well as community members in Mission and our surrounding Northeast area that did not want Walmart to come in, but we treated them fairly. We didn't tell, they never applied. I mean, so So it's really an academic conversation.